Hi, I'm Beatrice Ga and welcome to Rappler Talk. The Olympic spirit is not dying down yet as the Philippines ramps up for the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Today we'll be joined by a new face in Philippine skating, Sofia Frank. She will be joining the Nebelhorn Trophy figure skating's Olympic qualifiers, which will be held in September in Germany. So hi Sophia, how are
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Like it's morning here in the Philippines, and I believe that it's nighttime for you there
Yes.
in Colorado Springs. So yeah, you we're talking about the Winter Olympics qualifiers, the Nebelhorn Trophy. How are you preparing for it?
I'm just doing my everyday training, running more programs so, I can get more consistent with everything and just really overloading on everything.
I see. It's just so close already. So for the interview, we actually just want to get to know more about you. Like this will be the first time you'll be representing the Philippines in a very major event. Yeah, so where's your family from and when did you start figure skating?
So originally we're from California, like the Glendale, Pasadena area. And I started skating when I was 3 years old. And it was basically all my parents. They're the ones that, took me to the ice rink to get me started, and I just fell in love with it.
Yes. So what was the thing that made you fall in love with figure skating?
Probably all of like the sparkly dresses that all of like the girls were wearing. I just fell in love with like how they looked and how sparkly and glittery they were.
Do you remember how you started, which was your early competition, and like even what were the dresses that you wear and everything?
So ever since I was little, my mom would make my dresses, so she would like design them or stone them herself. So she always did that. But the first competition I think I did when I was probably about like 5, I want to say. So
And did you win in your first competition?
yeah, I think so. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I did.
Whoa! First time figure skating and you won? So
Yeah.
was that the one that made you like think that you were really good at this and everything?
I think at 5 I was like really like ecstatic about it. I thought I was like the best figure skater ever. So I think that's why I wanted to start doing it more because I was winning.
Yes. So that's yeah, that's really like a very encouraging moment for you in your life. And then like going I'm sure like you also headed into like more serious training like later on. So what were your other very first major achievements?
Um I think definitely, before I switched to Team Philippines, definitely making the ISP for Team USA. Um, so basically, it's called like the International Selection Pool, and you have to get a certain score to be able to participate or get selected for that. And that was like one of my highlight moments, I think. And it was just recently, like last year. So I think that was definitely a big achievement.
Okay. So you represented USA. What made you want to switch to the Philippines or what is the story behind it?
So, I was put on ISP like last year, I think, right before their nationals, and then I didn't make USA nationals, so I wasn't on ISP for like almost this whole year. And then recently, I was just, we were before I switched to Team Philippines, we were already thinking about switching, and I had made ISP like right before I switched. So I think it's just like I had better opportunities, representing the Philippines than I would have representing the US.
Mm-hmm. And have you visited the Philippines or have you or did you grow up with the Filipino culture in your household?
I haven't been to the Philippines. I would love to go though, but there is definitely a lot of Filipino culture in my house when I was younger.
Like what?
Mostly the food and yeah, just mostly the food.
Really, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food is probably like my mom's nalaga or kare kare.
Yes, and you eat it with white rice, right?
Yes.
So good. And then I guess like, switching you've been I know that you're doing figure skating full time. So what was like the moment in your life that called you to actually pursue figure skating like for full time and like more seriously because it could actually be beneficial for your
Mhm.
career?
So, we moved to Colorado for skating, and when I first moved here, I was going to school, like actual in-person school, and then I decided, or like my team and I decided that it would be best, to like switch online and skate full time because it would be, more beneficial to my training and I could, it was really like the test to see like how good I can get.
And when was this?
I want to say like fall of 2018 is when I switched like full time skating.
I see. So, who are like your mentors early on, and I'm sure they changed. So, who are they now?
Some of the people that I look up to are probably there's this one figure skater, her name is Mirai Nagasu, and I've looked up to her since I was like really little, and that hasn't changed. But she represents the same club as I do from, back home. And it's just like she's just been such an inspiration since I was little. I've always wanted to be like her.
hmm And then, what about your coaches? Did anyone actually like walk you on your journey?
hmm I've had a lot of coaches in my life, but all of them were really amazing and, walked me through everything and, guided me through the way. So, not any specific ones because, they were all there for me.
All right. So, can you talk about your current coaching team? Like, who is in your team, and then what's your schedule like? Also.
So, for coaches, I have quite a few. They all do something different. So, I have, different coaches for different things. So, I have my main coach. And I moved here for her actually, to train with her. And her name is Tammy Gamble. So she's my main coach. And she just works on everything, like my overall stuff, mostly my jumps. And then I have a video analyst, and her name is Sandy Straub, and she, videotapes me and my jumps mostly. And she really helps with like getting my rotations clean, like giving me tips on how to, rotate cleanly. And then I have a spin coach, Janet Champion, and she focuses mostly on my spins and, working on getting new positions and working on getting my levels on my spins. And then I have a pole harness coach, and his name is Eddie Shipstad, and he basically works on, helping me get new jumps. Like currently I'm working on, my triple axel and my quad lutz, and it kind of looks like a fishing pole, and you're like attached to it, and he basically like lifts you up to help you get more rotation on your jumps so you can like see how it feels when you actually do it. And then I have my choreographers, Alona Melenchenko and then Drew Meekins, and they did my programs. So I work with them on a daily basis, just fixing up, my programs and getting my components good. And then, yeah, those are basically all my coaches. And then my daily schedule, it's basic. I'm at the rink all day. Fortunately, my parents own like the little cafe in the rink, so I have somewhere, to hang out. So that's really nice. And it's just I have two sessions in the morning, and then I have two in the afternoon, and then I have like workout and like other stuff in between that.
Wow, the cafe. So that's where you do online schooling for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. And it's so chill. So it's like
Mhm,
your office or your
mhm.
school is in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and that's a lot of coaches. So
Mhm.
I'm sure like that was like a big switch, like early, like fall from from fall 2018, then how much did you think you improved? Like when like how many months did it take before you saw that you improved this much already? And I really believe in my coach's program.
So I think within like the first year or so, I started, seeing improvement with my jumps and like my technique. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, I could be pretty good. So, I fell in love with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure like what based on your training schedule and how much you always have to work on, since you have a specific coach for each component of figure skating. Like what are the challenges would you say like in your young career?
Mm, I think definitely injuries were a big part or a big challenge when I was younger and currently, like now. Um, it's yeah, injuries.
Injuries, like did you were there major ones that you had in your career?
I haven't had any major injuries, fortunately, but there have been just some like small injuries that, have, taken away time off the ice. So,
Oh yes, for sure. But then I'm so glad that you're all right already. So like we just because I'm sure like in your team like there's also like a lot of sports science and like
yeah.
medical people to help you too. And what are so what competitions have you competed recently? And I remember that you also placed in one of them.
hmm So the ones that I've done recently, the one that I did in California was Glacier Falls, and that was when I made my senior debut. So that was the first time I ever competed senior. And then the one most recent was just a local competition here in Colorado, and it was Cup of Colorado.
I see. So is Colorado Springs really like the capital of figure skating in the US or something?
Colorado Springs is like the Olympic city, so there's a lot of athletes that come and train over here.
Yeah. Oh yes, I do remember like some Filipino athletes who gone there. But then wow, I never really knew that it was quoted like that Olympic city of the US.
Yeah.
And what's your schedule for competitions? Like maybe like maybe before the Nebelhorn Trophy, or and like maybe a few after the Nebelhorn Trophy.
Mm, my schedule is basically the same. But I do have a competition coming up. There's like another small local one. It's called Colorado Springs Invitational, and it's up in Monument, Colorado. So I have that small competition, and then I leave for Germany.
Yes. So
And then,
how
oops, sorry.
excited are you? Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
And then I have some after Nebelhorn as well. I have one in Poland, and then I have one in Finland.
Wow. So you'll be in Europe a lot. How often do you compete internationally, like out of America?
I actually have never competed internationally. Nebelhorn will be the first time I'll be competing internationally.
Girl, that is so amazing. Like it's actually very exciting for you. What are you just excited, or are you nervous, or how do you feel about it?
I think it comes with being a little nervous, but I'm mostly excited to, go and see, how I do and, explore Germany a little bit. So,
Yeah, that's so good. So, what about your skating community? Because I'm sure like you're definitely not alone in this journey. So, who are your friends in the skating community that really just helped you like become better too?
Um, ever since I moved there, everybody was really friendly. I have a few really close training mates that, I practice with every day. And, they've always been there, whenever we all need like a shoulder to cry on, everybody's there. And everybody just has really nice and kind words to say to each other. And we're just all there to push each other, really. So,
When you're in the rink, like you guys see each other and train together, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. So, because figure skating, it's an individual sport. Like it does get lonely at times too. So, for representing the Philippines, actually, like your mom is actually binibining Pilipinas Maha 1990. So, were you inspired by her?
Definitely. She's probably one of my biggest inspirations. Like I want to be like her when I'm older. She's such a hard worker. And yeah, I mean, I think that was so cool that she's done that kind of stuff back then. So,
Yes, and like I also saw somewhere on social media that you had a photo with Michael Martinez when you were younger.
oh
What
yeah.
is the story behind it?
So that was at my local rink in California. That's the one that I grew up at. And it was just like the competition that we have there, like the annual one that we have every year. And I think some of the athletes, like the top elite athletes, um, went there and competed, and he was one of them. So it was really cool to, watch him skate.
Yeah, did you know that he was actually a Winter Olympian or really one of the best skaters in the Philippines?
Yeah, I did. I think that's why we took the picture actually, but he's also a major inspiration as well. So
Yeah. Does he continue? Does he is he also your inspiration until now? Because I know that he's been also working on his axles and luts.
mhm. Definitely. I think I didn't know of him before, like when I was really little. I only started knowing him until, I was about like 8 or 10, and that's when he became one of my inspirations.
Mm, I see. So, like, yeah, with your like platform now, like, I'm sure like you'll be inspiring a lot of people as well. So, do you have a sorry, do you have a message for Filipinos out there?
Yes, there's this quote that I've lived by since, I started skating, and I discovered it myself. And it's by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's believe you can and you're halfway there. And I always, think about that, if I'm, not having a great training day, I'll always think of that quote and I'll be like, you just got to go for it.
Yes, that's so good. And then, so Sophia, like, I'm sure like also like you have other hobbies aside from figure skating, and you said that you want to be a lawyer. So how, like, can you talk about like what made you want to even pursue law?
Um, I was really into like, oh, I want to do like criminal kind of lawyer stuff. So like, I took it in school and as an elective, and I really enjoyed it. So that's what kind of, made me like think about wanting to do it.
Yeah. So do you have any other hobbies as well in aside from figure skating?
I don't really have time to have or create any hobbies, but I love reading, and when I have the chance, to go out with my friends.
Yeah, you do need some time off from skating, but then yeah, so thank you so much Sophia for like joining us with Rappler Talk. Like I just wish you all the best in the Neville Horn Trophy. Like I'm sure you're going to do so great.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you. So thank you everyone for joining Rappler Talk.
Thank you.